Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Pod with Cool Sports Guy. My name's Jose. I'll be your host for the evening. Joining me today is, as always, Tom. Thank you for joining us here today, and Rob. Good to see you guys.
Having me. It's good to see you as well. We've been through some cold weeks here recently. Yep. It's nice to be in a No, it is not. It's nice to have power, nice to have water, nice to be warm.
All good things indeed, yes. But with that, because of all the madness going on in the last couple of weeks, gives us a chance to catch up on everything's everybody's been talking about, but it gives us a chance to discuss our own views. As we all know, Super Bowl was a couple of weeks ago, and that was a great time for Mr. Tom Matthews here and Tom Brady. So we have all the Toms and everything.
All the Toms, yeah.
So, with that being said, let's get right to it. Let's get, what you guys think about the game? Would you like to take this, Rob?
Yes. I like the game. I thought the refs were a little bit tight in the beginning, but they loosened up quite a bit. I know that we were talking about this earlier, but I feel like Kansas City having those two offensive linemen back wouldn't have changed the game too much. I still think that Tampa would have been putting that ass whooping on them no matter what. Happy for Tom, get that 7th ring. Happy for Gronk. What is that, his 4th?
Third,
and then Antonio Brown, that's his 2nd. No, that's his
second, I think, yeah. AB 2nd, I think it was Gronk's 3rd, right? Because he joined the league 11, they lost. They won 14. They won, that is his 4th ring. Because they won 14, they won 16, they won 18.
Yeah.
And then, or 19, one of those.
But yeah. More importantly, I want to congratulate my boy Taylor Heineke, because he went up against the team that won the Super Bowl and almost slayed that dragon. He went up against that defense that stopped Aaron Rodgers, that stopped Drew Brees, that stopped Patrick Mahomes. And this man was slanging it, diving for the end zone. It just shows, he's probably Mount Rushmore quarterbacks right now at this moment, I'd say. He's only played like maybe, I want to say 6 games in his career starting. And he's already up there. He's already passed up, let's see. He's passed up Aaron Rodgers, of course, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman.
Hey, what?
What world are you living in? What is happening right now? Why are you listening to this?
You got Taylor. Look, I'm just going to keep talking as long as y'all are ignoring me. Don't
let Rob talk for a moment.
Jose and I are looking at each other like, I think he said Tom Brady's name wrong.
No, I'm talking about Tom Brady 2.0, the Taylor Hines.
Oh, my God.
Wish him all the best. That contract, that $2 million, should have paid him $200 million, but what are you going to do about it,
Cap space and all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be it.
It's, they tried. They're like, we obviously need to pay you $2 billion. And he was like, guys, think about the team. I'll take 2.
Okay.
He's doing it for Washington.
So somehow we started talking about Super Bowl, and then 30 seconds into it, Rob started talking about Taylor Heineke.
That's how it goes.
So I'm gonna bring us back on track here. Super Bowl, guys. Number one thing, I think Mahomes played a phenomenal game. Mm-hmm. I felt more respect for Mahomes watching that game than I did before.
Really?
Yes, he put everything he had out there.
He ran for 400 yards?
Yes.
Or something like that.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yes. And look, so many of those throws, Tyreek Hill, look, if the ball's hitting your helmet, you have to catch the ball.
It's hitting you in the
right?
face.
That throw where he was literally lateral right off the ground, and at that point, I feel like the receivers aren't even realizing, hey, this guy's still capable of actually getting this ball to me. I don't think they realized that it's going to be a catchable ball coming their way. Look, I think the Bucs were going to win, even if the offensive line held up. I think the Bucs were going to win that game. I think the Bucs were a better team, and I think at the end of the day, Bucs were the underdog simply because they just had a rough patch in the middle. Yep. That's all it was. But in reality, if you look at how the teams were playing throughout the last 4 or 5 weeks, even the first quarter where Kansas City and the Bucks played 17 points in the first quarter. Since then, Bucks have been outplaying them. So Bucks were going to win that game, I think, no matter what. But I honestly, as far as who am I blaming for this loss, I think I'm going to blame the coaches of Kansas City. Horrible job. I'm sorry.
It's the enemy.
It's true. Look, Andy Reid is a phenomenal coach, but there was 0 adjustments made to the game plan in the second half. There was no underneath throws. There was no quick outs. It was all, hey, let's take the longest shot we can down the field. Let Mahomes run around for 15 seconds while he's getting chased down by guys and try to make a 30-yard play on every play, which I thought was just a horrendous decision, and I think that had a lot to do with why they lost the game. And then cherry on top, the timeouts right before the halftime. What the heck are you doing? What are you doing? 3rd and 2. Why are you calling a timeout?
Gotta punch the giant in the face.
But
just
yeah,
make him know who you are.
Missed.
Kansas
And you got
Chiefs.
punched right back.
And we're not gonna stand down. Not for you,
think
Mr. Goat.
They got that Victor Ortiz treatment where, they shook hands at the beginning of the game, and then immediately Tampa just punched him right in the face.
Yeah.
And they couldn't recover, and then they got knocked out and lost.
Yeah, look, the game was 6-14. It's an 8-point game. You get the ball in the beginning of the third quarter. You get it, you go score, you get a 2-point conversion, which in this game's case never happened. You were never able to get a touchdown, but that should be the mentality. Hey, we can get right back into it. You're playing a horrible half. Just let it end. Just let it end. And they didn't. They called those timeouts. Tampa ran the ball on first down. And then Kansas City calls a timeout, and Tampa's thinking, okay, let's go score.
Yeah.
And that was a nail in the coffin for me. I think going into halftime, it was pretty obvious there's no coming back. As many times as Chiefs have come back in the playoffs, there was no coming back in that game. But yeah, I'm
there's
happy.
just like this weird thing where it's like these two quarterbacks, obviously Tom Brady's the GOAT. Patrick Mahomes is probably going to be the closest thing that ever
Baby
gets to
goat.
him. But it feels like one of those things where, or at least to me, I don't know how the players actually felt, but where it's like Tampa had so much faith in Tom Brady
Oh, yeah.
to win that game. Like, I feel like
Dude, he changed the culture of that locker room.
But Kansas City, it's like you have to realize that you have Patrick Mahomes. So, like
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, even though it doesn't seem like y'all have much going on, you got to catch that ball.
But
when
I
it
think,
hits you in
I
the
think
face.
that you're literally making the point I said earlier. Like, I don't think even the receivers on some of those throws are realizing, hey,
you
this ball is somehow going to get to
like
me.
this is Patrick Mahomes that you are catching passes from right now, and he can
Yep.
get it there. You just have to believe, much like in that game Gronk believed, Antonio Brown believed.
And look, as great as Brady was,
Yeah.
you put him behind that offensive line. you switch spots with Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Hey,
but who knows?
Let's not forget his running back too.
Maybe
Mr.
it's-
Fournette.
Maybe Tom Brady has that sort of like
Yeah, they would have.
you have those kind of things with Tom where it's like you hear people talk about how he's always talking to the third string whoever, like they're the starter on the team.
Yeah.
So maybe those third strings would have had a different mentality had they had Tom on their team saying, hey man, we're gonna win this game, you just gotta believe
Here's
it.
the real question: did Mahomes text everybody the night before saying we're gonna win?
No, he didn't.
It wasn't
He's
just
like,
the night
holy
before.
shit,
Wasn't
guys.
it for like a week straight that he kept texting saying we're gonna win this game?
Yeah, he was sending film.
Have
Did
you
he
seen
have
the
a
betting
speech
line?
about honor?
Ooh,
Apparently, Tom Brady's speech right before was a huge thing.
really?
Yeah.
Did y'all see the betting line for the quarterbacks apparently? Or there was a betting line for Tom Brady for him to rush for more than 1 yard, and it was like negative no, it was like positive 300 or something like
Ooh-wee.
that.
What?
Yeah.
I would have taken that bet.
So apparently he talked to Bruce Arians and all the coaching. He's like, we all put $1 million on me rushing for 1 yard, and then we just put that in the game plan, and then we're all rich. Obviously they didn't do it, but
Yeah, no, I was like,
they should have. And then with him kneeling at the end of the game, that probably cost him those yards anyway. But
That's epic.
they should have done it.
That makes my day.
Man.
I wish I would have seen that. I would have placed that bet.
I know. Me too.
that would have been a nice.
Jose,
bet
you
there.
got any thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was a sad moment for my pick right there, but
Yeah.
I
Why would you
think
bet against Brady, man? Just why?
Because I can.
And you lost.
You lost.
I
What did you lose, $1 or something like that? No, it was 50
That
cents.
It is $1. He
That was
lost 50
$1.
cents each too.
But that was not on the game. That was on the first team scoring in the second
you're
half.
Right, you're right.
Which Kansas City had the ball in the first and the second half. So that bet was almost foolproof, except I didn't know that they were only going to score field goals in this game. So knowing what I know now, would I have picked different? Maybe not.
Maybe not?
Maybe
What?
Not. What I know now, I guess, yeah. But I mean, like, one of those games where, I don't know, Tampa really had their number this time, but I don't know how many times do you think that happens out of 10 games? That performance right there.
How many times does that happen in 10 games?
You put the same crew in there, unless the coaches make adjustments throughout these games. 10 out of 10 times.
10. Oh my goodness.
See, but this isn't the NBA; it's the NFL. You get one shot.
That's it. Yeah.
Eminem said it. You get one shot, one
One
opportunity.
Of course,
They didn't take it. They let it slip.
Yeah, I think 10 out of 10. I mean,
10
what
out of
do you think is going to be different?
Oh, wait, you think they're going to win? So you're saying if they played each other 10 times, that Tampa Bay would win 10 out of 10 games?
I don't know, man.
I'm saying with the same personnel, unless the coaches are willing to make changes,
Oh, okay, yeah. If
adjustments,
they have the same mentality,
it's going to be the same. And
No.
the reality is, look, in a game like this, you only have one game. So, hey, when you go into the locker room for almost an hour because you have the
Yeah.
Super Bowl halftime show, dude, look at what you just did.
Yeah.
Make some kind of changes. You didn't do anything.
I don't know, but I mean, like you said,
You played worse in the second half.
playing worse in the second half. But like you said, like those kind of plays that Mahomes is making, keeping the play alive that long, and it's just inches. I mean, a lot of those catches were in their hands, in their chest, in their face. Inches. I mean, I don't think that happens 10 out of 10 times. I just don't think.
Yeah.
I think Mahomes can.
But can he make those throws 10 out of 10 times? Like, he
I
had
think
two
so.
beautiful throws like that.
Because I mean, I think him being under that kind of pressure with an offensive line that's decimated at that point. Because I mean, it's two players, but it's a big impact right there.
Like their two best.
They come back next year. You think Mahomes is playing the same way? I don't think so. I think
You could
he
say the
does
same
become-
thing for Aaron Rodgers, though. I mean,
Yeah.
But you can say the
David
same thing about
Bakhtiari was
if you
out.
say, hey, if Mahomes is going to make those throws, like, then 10 out of 10 times. If he's going to make that throw 10 out of 10 times, he's also going to throw those picks he did in this game.
And
Yeah.
on one of those throws,
So,
Tyreek Hill's going to come down with it on one of those
Yeah,
throws.
I
His
guess.
receiving core is
Yeah.
going to have to do something to change that up. And he did everything he could, short of like catching the ball himself for them. Here you
Yeah.
go. So
Yeah.
I mean,
no, he played excellent. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think Mahomes played excellent, but the
Mhm.
team wasn't there.
I think in the defensive game plan that they had, holy cow. Who's
Yeah.
Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
mhm.
Jeez, man. I mean, the only person they really let do anything was Travis Kelce, and even then they were able to
Then-
shut him down.
But that's
pretty
my
quickly.
point. Even in regular season, when they met up that first quarter, 17 straight points, 17-0 was at the end of the first quarter, and then
Mhm.
moving forward, like Chiefs put up 10 points while Bucks put up 24 points after Brady threw 2 picks in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like it was there that like watching that. If you watch the entire game, you're like, hey, this is a winnable game.
Mhm.
Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, all their games are usually pretty close. They never like.
Well, because it depends on how they play. Like, maybe the Chiefs was just letting go of the gas after they went up 17-0. But
Yeah.
you can't let go enough to where you say, oh yeah, it's a 3-point game, and now we're gonna hope Mahomes get 3 straight first downs to seal the game. Like that's
Yeah.
just you're letting go a little too much. You're cutting it a little too close. And
Yeah, I think they're kind of like the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant. They're just like
they're too good that.
it's like the season doesn't really. I don't want to say doesn't matter because they know they're going to win the majority of their games. Like they're going to make the playoffs no matter what. But I think next year they'll probably take each game a little bit more seriously.
I will say this. Many people kept blaming the refs for all the calls that Chiefs were getting. And while I didn't agree with most of those calls, or at least half of those calls either, Chiefs were actually one of the most penalized teams during the season, and no one gave a crap because
Oh,
they
really?
kept winning. The second they lost a game, these penalties became, such a huge deal. Nobody gave a crap. Chiefs were one of the most. How are you
Discipline, man.
off? How are you lined up offsides again?
Ooh, don't remind me about that.
This
Oh,
this
yeah.
happened against the same
Oh,
quarterback.
What? How many penalty yards did they have in that game? It was like something like over 100, right?
I think so because that
I'm pretty sure it was the most in Super Bowl history.
the
if I'm
pass
not mistaken.
interference on Mike Evans was a big one. The
Yeah.
one that he threw down the field, that was a pretty big one. And then there was one where he threw the pick. That was a big one too. And then the end zone one, which
All right, enough of that.
Yeah, it was a good game overall. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see what Tampa Bay does next season.
I'm down for a rematch.
I'm down with that.
Oh, there's gonna be one. I'm pretty sure they're playing the Chiefs in the regular season next
I don't
year.
think so.
Isn't Brady retiring after this? He's already
Oh,
won the
stop
Super
it.
Bowl.
Yeah, he's
That's
gonna
it.
win at least
Guys.
2 more, and then he's gonna be.
That's it. He goes out, goat.
He already said that he's gonna run it back.
He's gonna run it back.
That was.
Wait, was he drinking? Because we
No,
know
this
how he
was-
gets when he does.
Oh no! During the game,
Yeah, this
he's
was
like,
when
yeah,
he gave his speech.
After
yeah,
that? Oh,
post
yeah.
game, he's like, yeah, let's come
I
back
was-
and do this again.
Busy crying at that point. Yeah, I couldn't hear much of the aftermath. so I kind of ignored him on that one. Okay,
Jose was $100, so
that was rough, man. By the way, you didn't take your 50 cents back. They were still on my coffee table. So
Yeah, I just didn't want it,
So-
man. I felt
oh, you
bad.
didn't want my money.
I was like, this guy
Take
lost.
my money, okay?
He lost some Heineken, and he's about to lose 50 cents, man. I can't.
Yeah,
I
that was-
can't.
imagine
do
if you would have
this.
put that dollar on Brady
Oh.
rushing for a yard.
Ooh.
Man, would have made what 280, I think.
Yeah, they're not playing the
Okay,
Chiefs
nice.
next year. Holy cow!
Well, maybe they'll play him in the.
Hey,
Yeah,
but they're
because that's
playing
every
Super Bowl.
4 years, right?
They'll play him in the
I
Super Bowl,
think
though.
so.
Yeah. So I think Brady will be retired before they play regular season again.
Hey, they're playing Washington football team though.
It's happened before though. So like a team to go to Super Bowl,
Yep.
2 teams to go to Super Bowl.
There's a
more
win.
than once.
There's a loss.
There'll be Kansas City versus Tampa Bay again in the Super Bowl next year, right?
I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
As much
Them
as-
kneecap biters. Then they got a real
No.
shot.
Gotta watch out for that. Yeah, of course. But out of the teams that made it to the Super Bowl this year, who do y'all think isn't going to be
Playoffs.
in this
He
in
means
the
playoffs.
playoffs?
Okay, I was about to say who's not going to make it to the Super Bowl. Both of them are going to
Well,
make it.
Oh, interesting.
what?
Yeah.
They're not going to make it to the Super Bowl, both of them.
Uh,
Let's start with the playoffs first.
I'm not gonna stand completely behind that take.
What do y'all think as far as? Well, go ahead and break it down for us, Rod. There's a certain statistic out
Yeah.
there.
So for the past 30 years, this has been true. Now this could be the cycle breaker this season. We'll see.
Mhm.
But for the past 30 years, 4 teams who made the playoffs the previous season will not make it the next season, which means 4 new teams are going to make it in to the playoffs this year. So the question is, who do you think isn't going to make it out of the group that was here, and who will make it? That's the question. Mine's the worst, I'm sure, out of the 3 of us, so I'll let y'all 2 go first. I'll let y'all decide.
Isn't there like?
Jose, you want to start this one off?
I'd be more than glad to. I just want to throw one out. This is without any research, by the way. Isn't there
Okay.
a stat that says the losing Super Bowl team doesn't make the playoffs the following year? Is that like? You ever heard of that one?
Let's see.
There might be something to that.
So the Falcons didn't make it the year after they lost.
No,
right?
but the Patriots lost the Super Bowl, came back and won it the following year.
But
Oh,
they're
that's a good point.
what's called the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
I think. Do you really think Chiefs aren't going to make the
That's
playoffs?
what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
no, no,
If
no.
we live in a
Calm
world
down,
where
buddy.
Kansas City doesn't even make the
Hey, I don't know.
playoffs, do we live in that
I
kind
Hey,
of
I
world?
mean, hey, you might
I
have the
thought
hangover.
about it for a hot second.
Look, Matt Ryan won MVP, went to the Super Bowl, lost against Brady,
Yeah.
and next year didn't make it. Mahomes he didn't win the MVP, but
Yeah,
he
Mahomes
went to the
is a
Super
lot
Bowl.
better than
but-
Matt
a little
Ryan.
better than a little better than Matt
He's-
Ryan.
Just
he's
a little
got some
bit, huh?
He's got a pretty
But,
good team.
just wanted to throw that out there. I'm going to look into that a little further, but I think that might be. I don't think it'll happen though that way. But as far as 4 teams that won't be making it to the Super Bowl, I mean to the
Ooh.
playoffs next year.
Playoffs, there you go. Super
I
Bowl.
keep on talking about Super Bowl. 'Cause
There's going to be at least 30 teams that are
30
going to make
yeah.
it to the Super Bowl.
I put money on that one right there. So 30 teams will not make it to the Super Bowl. My number 1 team, my first pick.
Okay.
Pittsburgh
Okay.
will not make the playoffs next
Okay.
year.
Agree.
And then I'm going 2-2 AFC and 2 in NFC. And my second team for the AFC, I'm sorry, Browns, but I don't think they're going to be making it
I almost picked him.
further.
Ooh. Oh, you okay?
Almost picked him. I
Man.
didn't, though.
And I'll keep the anticipation going up. I'm gonna have a couple teams that will be making it in the AFC to take their place, and it's gonna be first the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay.
I think they're gonna be going in there. Yeah, didn't have a great season, but didn't have a terrible season either. I think they're like a couple of games away from hitting that big stride right there. And Derek Carr is staying. Last I heard, I think everything should be good there. I think the only person that's not a constant is their backup, Mariota. I don't know where he's going to be going to. If he's going to be staying there, but I mean they have options either way. But that's one. My second one, without even knowing who their quarterback is going to be next year, I believe the New England Patriots are going to be going into the playoffs.
Almost picked him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my two AFC picks right there. And then for the NFC, which is really hard for me to say this one, but I'm going to keep your Washington football team in there, Rob. They're going to stay in there, okay?
How could they not be in there?
But they're only in that division. I think that anybody can.
Whoa!
Didn't mean to go.
Hold
I think they have
on.
a good shot. If
We
they
got the
win-
4 best quarterbacks in the NFL in our division.
Listen,
over
man, if
here.
you guys win
Oh
5
my
games, then y'all can get to the playoffs and have a fighting chance. But no, the team that I believe is my first pick, Seattle. I don't think with how bad that offensive line is, as we all heard from Mr. Wilson himself,
Mhm.
I don't think that they can maintain that intensity right there. I don't know
Yeah,
how they're
on
going to be
top
looking.
of the frustration of him.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's going to take a lot of toll right there. I don't know how that's going to play out later, but another team, which I think they squeezed by as it is this year, it was Chicago, and they were on that. I mean, I don't know how they squeezed in there, but they did. I mean, it's just how it plays. So it leads me to my 2 teams that will take their spots. I think Arizona up there, heading up there to the playoffs, is a very likely one out there. They didn't have a terrible season either. I think they're similar to the Las Vegas Raiders. Have a good, strong quarterbacks. Just a lot of things didn't play out for them, in the long run. And for the second one, it's kind of a bit of a wild card, I guess, if you will. Minnesota. I think Minnesota is going to take it and go to the playoffs this following year. So those are going to be my 2 teams. I think they have a lot of weapons, a lot of attributes that can get them there. So, yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think, Tom?
So real quick, give me just the list again. So 4 that are making. What do you got?
4 that are not going to be making it.
That are going to be making it.
Oh, okay. AFC is Las Vegas Raiders,
Okay.
New England Patriots,
Okay.
and then for the NFC, I got Arizona Cardinals, and then Minnesota Vikings. I was hoping I got the Arizona. I was going to say Arizona Diamondbacks.
And then now making it.
Not making it, Pittsburgh Steelers,
Okay.
Cleveland Browns, Seattle Supersonics. Just kidding, Seahawks,
Okay.
and Chicago Bears.
All right. So
Bears.
got a couple of picks, Jose Scott.
Great minds think alike.
So yeah, but I think I have more that I don't agree with you on.
Fools
So-
never differ.
Okay. So for missing the playoffs,
Why do you look at me?
I got Saints.
Okay.
If Drew Brees retires, I got
Okay.
Saints missing the playoffs.
He is.
Okay.
He's not going to be making it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did agree with you on the Steelers. I don't think they're going to make it back. And I do agree with you on the Bears. I don't think
Okay.
they're going to make it back. And then,
Here it comes.
so here it comes.
Yeah, here it is right
Rob, you want to say it?
here. No, it's okay. You
wanna
can say
say
it's your list.
You want to say it?
Oh, ouch.
I don't think Washington's going to make it.
They have a good chance, man.
Guys, look, whatever alternate universe Rob's from, where he thinks they have the 4 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, it's not true. No disrespect to Taylor Heineke. He's phenomenal. I think we've all agreed that. Here's the reality.
Without
Unfortunately,
question.
Washington last year made the playoffs after having a losing record. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, Eagles still suck. The Giants, they're going to wab you. I cannot say that word. They're going to play some good games here and there, and you're going to be like, oh, my God, the Giants have a shot. And then they're going to do Giant things, and
Okay.
they're going to lose. Guys, look, if Dak Prescott comes back healthy and he stays healthy, Dallas is making the playoffs. And none of these teams are making wild card. I'm sorry. It's true.
Wow.
That's my
Wow.
thought.
Wow. Okay.
Here's the teams that are going to be making the playoffs.
Okay.
Talk about Dak Prescott. I think Cowboys are going to make the playoffs next year. They were a game away without Dak Prescott this year from making the playoffs, right?
Okay.
You know who else was a game away? Dolphins were a game away from making the playoffs this year.
Oh,
I think the Dolphins are going to squeeze their way in there. Raiders are not making it, Jose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man,
They're not. Here's why. Because in order for the Raiders to make it, they have to be a wild card team. Because Kansas City's not going to have the hangover. They're going to still win the division. Okay?
Yeah.
If people come back healthy, I think 49ers are going to make it.
Oh, shit. I forgot about the 49ers.
49ers, I think, can make the playoffs if Jimmy G comes back healthy, Kittle comes back healthy. Who else are they missing? They had multiple injuries this year. Debo Samuel.
The Raiders were 8-8
Bosa.
though. They were 8-8.
Means nothing to me.
You got
the Dolphins were 10-6 and they missed it.
one of those games. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
one of
but
those
they're
games
indifferent.
was against Kansas City, and it was a last-minute loss to them. So I mean, like that's what I'm saying. There were a couple of games.
I mean, one of their wins was against Kansas City.
One of their
Yeah,
the Raiders,
Raiders were one of the two teams to beat Kansas City last year.
At the end, I don't think that.
No. That was the Chargers. Raiders beat them the
Chargers?
first game they played. Raiders actually beat. That's when they took the bus ride around the stadium.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So, I'm not saying Raiders are a bad team. I'm saying you still gonna have to make a wild card spot, and in the AFC with Bills and Dolphins in the same division, I'm gonna give a wild card spot to the Dolphins. This year, look, Tennessee and Colts with Wentz. I don't think they're going to go far, but I think the Colts are still going to be a wild card team or the playoff team.
Okay.
Right? With Tennessee, like one of those are going to be a wild card team, one of those are going to be a playoff team.
But Tennessee wasn't going to make it. I had to think about it.
Those are constants, yeah. But I mean, like you got Baltimore and Cleveland were the wild cards.
I think Baltimore's still going to make it. And
That's
I think
fine, yeah.
one of those are like, and that's the thing. Browns are one of the ones where I was just like, maybe I should take them off. Maybe I shouldn't. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Lastly, I agreed with you. I think Cardinals have a real shot of making it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Especially if you're correct and Wilson and company doesn't make it, then that's one more spot open for them. So those are mine.
That's another 8-8
Okay,
team. Another 8-8 team. The Cardinals right there, like just a couple of wins. You know, 10-6 isn't an automatic playoff spot, but it's a start. Like I mean, you want
it is a potential playoff.
Yeah, like if you get. I'm not mad with I'm not sad for the Dolphins. Like you get 10-6 and you don't make it. I mean, I think the Patriots at one point made it 10-6 and they didn't make the playoffs. It was a while back, but still
11-5, they didn't make the playoffs.
11-5, yeah.
That was Matt Castle.
Exactly. Yes.
2008.
So I mean, like stuff. Who made? Who took their place? I don't know, but it was like unmemorable. Yeah. But go ahead, man. What's up, Rob?
Yeah, so listening to the two of you actually makes me feel a lot better than my list. So not making it from the AFC. I have the Steelers and I have the Browns. I really like the Browns. Y'all know that I was even like at some point cheering it for them against Kansas City.
I picked them.
Oh, against Kansas City?
Wait, did I? No, I didn't pick them. I did not
Did
pick
I
them.
pick
against
them? No, I didn't pick them.
Not
But
against Kansas City. I don't think people should do that.
I think they got a good little team, and maybe if they are able to move Odell and get some better pieces, maybe they'll be back. But right now, I don't see it. Steelers, there's just something about them. Seems like they are destined to be like 7-9 or somewhere over there.
Mm-hmm.
NFC, I have the Bears and the Saints. Bears just seems like they scoot along. I know, obviously, Washington was 7-9 and they still made it, but the Bears just like unless they get a DeShaun Watson trade or something like that going down, I don't see them making it back. They have a great defense, but that can only take you so far. Yeah, unless you have Tom Brady as a quarterback. And then for will make it, I got some similar choices. Actually, I would say a combination of the two. So for the AFC, Dolphins and Patriots, I think I don't know what division it is, but with the Browns, Steelers, and what's the other team in that division? Three teams out of their division made it into the playoffs.
Bengals.
You got the Dolphins and the Patriots in the same division.
Wait, which division are you talking about?
That they're gonna make it.
The Browns,
Browns, Bengals, Ravens.
yeah,
and,
they had 3 teams make it in theirs, so I'm thinking there's going to be 3 teams making it opposite side now.
From the
So you think it's going to be Pats, Bills, and Dolphins then?
Yes.
Okay.
Pats, Bills, and Dolphins will all make it. Pats will squeak in, I think. I mean,
I
it
can
depends.
see it. I wouldn't put it past him.
If Cam Newton comes back, maybe a second year will be a lot better for him, a non-COVID year, because he did end up getting COVID at one point in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what that, what toll that took on him even after he was, he might have still been feeling symptoms. I'm not going to give him, too big of a break, but a second year will definitely help. Speaking of second years helping, the Vikings.
Mhm.
I think that they have a lot of real young talent. I mean, we were all surprised whenever we did our fantasy football this season, how well Dalvin Cook did.
Oh my
That
God.
guy was an absolute. He couldn't be stopped, and I was shocked that he didn't carry that team. But Justin Jefferson is.
They were one of the 3 to beat Green Bay.
Justin Jefferson.
Almost
I feel
got me
like
that
his
Super Bowl.
second year, maybe he'll curse out Kirk Cousins and
You know,
get him to
Vikings
throw the ball.
to me is the NFC team. That's they're the Raiders of the NFC to me.
I think they're better than that. They're young. That's
If
that's
they
my
play
thing.
Each other, that would be great.
I like Adam Thielen. I like Justin Jefferson. Who's their tight end right now? It's it always or is it Kyle Rudolph?
Mhm.
I
That's
think
who
it
it
is
is.
Kyle Rudolph. Yeah,
They have a nice little team, and I
They
think maybe this offseason they can get a couple.
defense help.
They need some. There's some good defensive free agents out there right now. There's some good offensive linemen
J.J. Watt.
out there. Yeah, J.J. Watt. I don't think he'll go to Minnesota, but
I don't know, man. I don't know if people are wanting to sign that guy right now. He's kind of just kidding. I was just kidding, guys.
We'll get to that.
yeah. So
talk about that
Vikings, I
later.
think they'll be good. My last team making it NFC is the Cardinals. I think
Yeah.
Kyler Murray and them boys had a good year. I mean, looking at I don't know if y'all remember, but we were so excited to watch them play the Seahawks and see them duel that out and like watch Kyler Murray.
Oh,
go
that
for
back
it.
and forth game where it went overtime.
Yeah. Oh my
Man.
gosh. Yeah. Playing against the Bills, like they're an exciting team, and I think that if they can dial it back, maybe DeAndre Hopkins is like, "Yo, JJ, you want to come play in Arizona? Bring it back, run it back. We have a better team, better quarterback
Run it
than
back to what? They never made it anywhere.
exactly. They can run it
So
back.
what do you mean by run it back?
Run it
You're gonna
back
go
to
back
a-
to the divisional round. and-
Exactly. Look, they're not. I don't look. These teams, the Wills making it. I don't think any of them are going to be.
Super Bowl contenders.
Well, not, I would even say divisional champions.
Yeah.
None of them are going to make that far. They're all first-round burnouts, second-round burnouts. But they're going to be better than they were this previous year, especially the Dolphins, man. They have, if they don't trade for DeShaun Watson, which I kind of hope that they don't, their team is going to be exponentially better. Like they have the 3rd pick in the draft. Who they could get Devontae Smith.
They should trade for him.
No.
You have a win now team. You're literally a quarterback away from potentially going to the freaking
But
Super
any
Bowl.
team that trades for Deshaun Watson is going to not be that same team. If they trade for Deshaun Watson, they're giving up draft picks and they're giving up 2 of their best defensive players.
But how do you know? Like, what if instead of giving up 3 draft picks, they say, "Hey, I'll give you the next 5 draft picks," and no players? Like, look at Dolphins as a team right now, right this second. Look at what they got. If they don't get rid of any of those players and Watson comes in instead of Tua,
I don't see it. For me, people call Deshaun Watson the Michael Jordan of football. I just don't.
No,
He's not the Michael
I
Jordan of
literally
football.
hear it all the time. I don't get why.
the reason they say that is because when Watson was about to get drafted, his coach at Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Said passing up on him would be like passing up on Michael Jordan. I think that stuck around to a point where every single time he does great, people just compare him to Jordan. Look, I don't think he's a Jordan, but he's so good.
Here's my deal. I would even go as far to saying that if Miami traded for Deshaun, they wouldn't make the divisional round. And I stand by that, and I know Steven is at home crying right now
I hope they trade
because
for
he's
Deshaun
like,
because
I will take Deshaun
would-
Watson any day. But
I will bet a lot of Heineken on that.
look, first off, that Heineken, I did not like it. I'm gonna be
Oh,
honest
no.
with y'all.
Did you try Heineken?
Bro, I drank like 3 of them, and
Yeah.
after the 3rd one, I was like, why? No.
that cost me a week's salary. Okay, man?
Yeah, look, and I'm sorry that it did, but I think we should transition from, because, Taylor Heineke wouldn't want us to drink something forcefully. He'd want something,
Yeah.
for us to enjoy, much like he enjoys just being a pure winner, So I think we should just
We
switch
need to
it.
get him on the show.
Yeah, eventually, but we need to
One
switch
day.
it to something we actually like. Because I'm picky about my beer,
I'm okay with a good old Bud Light.
Okay, yeah, I could do Bud Light, but
What?
I'd prefer like a Hopadillo or.
Bud Light, the king of beers.
Hey, Bud Light's not bad.
That's first of all, that's Budweiser, not Bud
Yeah,
Light.
Same division.
First off, I
Same-
think
same
everybody
conference.
knows Bud Light sells better than Budweiser. There's no way Budweiser
yeah.
sells
Oh,
as
yeah.
good.
It doesn't. Yeah.
But yeah, those are my picks. I was once I heard Jose going through his, I was like, woof. I'm not crazy.
Glad that I was able to bring that.
So you think Washington's actually gonna make it?
I think they will. Yeah.
What do you think the record will be?
Next year, I'm gonna go
5-9.
Do you realize they have a
Oh,
$2
wait.
billion quarterback?
We
right
always
now?
we do the wins first, right? And wins and then losses. That's 5.
Anyways,
7. Go ahead.
I think they'll go. Look, I'm a realist. Okay, they're gonna go 16-0. No, they'll. I think they'll go 9-7. I think they'll squeak in. They'll get that wild card spot.
So that's
man.
my point, though. You
Mhm.
really think 9-7 will actually make a wild? What was Bears' record?
Bears 8-8.
Were they?
Yeah.
You're out here talking shit about the Raiders. Bears made it.
And
Yeah, and that's why I have them on the list and not making it.
That's me as well. Me as well.
You're just juggling so much in that division right now. Is Dallas going to be good? Is Dak going to be good? Is Daniel Collins and the Giants going to be good? Is who else is that? Who am I missing? Philly? Yeah, Philly. Yeah.
Who are they gonna have?
Philly's
as
not
quarterback?
going to
Are
be
they
good
gonna
next
be-
year. I'll tell you
who's
that
gonna
right
be-
now.
I
I don't
mean,
think Philly's going to be good
Hey,
next
they
year.
weren't.
they got-
Jalen Hurts was doing well.
Yeah.
Look, all these teams. Look.
Oh, by the way, don't forget that Washington made it this year because Jalen Hurts was benched. Now that we're on that topic.
Look,
No, we can't. Okay.
hey, but you know what?
That
Because of all of the what do you call it? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Because of how frustrating like that Eagles locker room was and the coaching and all that, now they don't have a Super Bowl coach. They don't have that anymore. And I don't know if y'all saw the press conference. I forget the guy's name. I apologize, but he looked nervous whenever he was doing his press conference for accepting the Eagles job.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how I feel about them, but the
They ain't
Giants.
going to be biting no kneecaps.
No, the Giants I feel like are going to be slept on because they're going to have Saquon back. He got injured almost immediately last season, and while what the hell is their quarterback? Daniel Jones, like he had the 80-yard run and tripped.
Yeah, I
And
remember
That
that.
was
Look,
great stuff right
The
there.
NFC East has some of the most memorable moments of last season. You got
Yeah.
Daniel Jones running for 80 yards and tripping. You got Dak Prescott breaking his ankle.
But they did score. In his defense, they did score 2 plays later. So
No, I think.
Yeah.
Look, I honestly, if I didn't like Washington so much, it would be the Giants instead of them. But I like Washington, so they're making it into the playoffs.
So then what happens with what was I gonna say? Oh, and what happens over there in the other side then? If you got people being mad, you got like Dak being mad. What about Russell Wilson being mad at his team? What do you think about that? What do you guys think about that situation in Seattle over there?
Am I going first?
Yeah, I know
Yes,
you want
Alright.
to.
Tom.
So,
Yes, please.
Oh, I did not hear you say my name. I'm sorry. So, look, here's my question about Wilson being upset. Why now? Right? Like, beginning of the season, although it wasn't him, there was a whole thing about let Russ cook. And I remember in an interview, I forgot who he was interviewing with, he said, why don't we treat every quarter like it's the fourth quarter? Why don't we just, do bigger plays? Why don't we go score more and not wait till the fourth quarter to try and do it? And going into the season, that's what they did.
Yeah.
And the whole let Russ cook thing was working out. I believe they went 6-0, 5-0. Right? They were killing it
They won a lot.
in the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
They were
'cause he-
killing
MVP,
it.
yeah.
And nobody had any problem, including Wilson, the way the team was playing,
Mhm.
the way the coaching was being done. Right? There was no issues whatsoever. And then out of nowhere, they start to lose a couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
And then they still came back, started playing well. They made the playoffs. You lose to the Rams, right? You lose to your division rivals, where the offense put up how many points? I don't even remember. It was a lot. And then that happens. And then now, out of nowhere, you're saying, I wish they asked me for my opinion as far as who they're going to put in place. Now he's frustrated. Now he wants out of the team.
Just keep going.
And And yeah, I don't know. I don't understand because what changed for you drastically? Like, where was this opinion a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago when you didn't even make the playoffs? You didn't have this opinion. And out of nowhere, the team starts to do what you wanted to do. You still lost games. You still lost in the playoffs. And now it's an issue.
I mean, I think if out of everybody in the league, though, that has this kind of gripe, I think Russell would be like the one that I would be like, yep, okay, you can have a gripe. At the right timing, though, I'll give you that. But, I mean, if he has a gripe, he has a gripe. And, if it comes at the beginning of the season or the end of the season, it's just when he gets upset about it. I think as far as what he's griping about, that's where I have the problem right there. The offensive line. I'm like, you got paid big money now, and now they don't have enough money to go around for that offensive line, for defense, all the other players that were there 3 or 4 years ago that made that team, the Legion of Boom and everything like that, were there to help you out.
That was 6 years ago.
Yeah, all those players.
It was not 3 years ago. That's the thing, and I think
that's when he signed the contract. What 3 years ago, right?
Russell Wilson did.
Yeah, I mean at that point, like a lot of those guys are being phased out at that point. It wasn't like an immediate, the Thanos snap or whatever. They were all gone. It was gradual and everything. I'm saying when he signed the contract, at that point, everything is starting to dissipate. You can't sign all these big players if you're signing your franchise quarterback and everything. So I think just the what the gripe is about, not the timing exactly for me, but what he's griping about. I think at this point, but he has every reason to. I mean, he's been there. He's been to the big game. Yes, he fell short, but he also won big. So I mean, he's done his part and everything. So I think for him to want the organization to take care of him at that point, then I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I will give him this. They suck at drafting offensive line.
Yeah.
They don't ever hold on to them either. So I will give him that.
Agreed.
But I'm just saying, the timing is what's annoying me. I'm like, hey, they've been doing this to you your entire career, and now it's a problem. 9 years later, 10 years later, how long has he been in the league?
9 years.
9 years later.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
So
he's been a minute.
Yeah.
But he's got the tenure and everything. So I mean, he has out of anybody out there right now. I know as much as I love DeShaun right now, he's still young in the league right now compared to big quarterbacks like Russell Wilson right now. For him to be like,
dude, Wilson's one of the best in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt.
There's no doubt about it. But and that's why I would give him a pass more than if I hear somebody else talking about it, I'm like, okay, watch your mouth, So
I am a little annoyed with Seattle for not saying anything about this at all. They have not said we want to keep Wilson. They have not said we'll do whatever it takes. They have not said we're going to make adjustments. No. They have not come out and supported him whatsoever.
Maybe they're out there buying them dinner or something like that. Maybe they're getting them something.
Yeah, maybe they're handling it themselves.
Getting some roses or something. I don't know. Maybe. We don't know. But I'll tell you what. We're going to – as far as moves and everything, we'll go ahead and talk about those a little bit. We're going to go – oh, my bad.
Did I have anything I wanted to say?
Yeah, anything to add?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I was
so
just gonna rude.
Say,
I apologize for my rudeness.
I don't know. I think some of these quarterbacks they see the success that Tom had in Tampa Bay, and now they're kind of like, well, if he went somewhere and got everything he wanted, then, I'm damn Russell Wilson should have been an MVP like 2 or 3 years in a row, and I'm getting sacked over here more than anybody. I'm looking like David Carr, okay? And he ain't a scrub like David Carr. So
he's a Taylor Heineke.
Exactly. He's a Heineke man. But the other thing about that is I think some of these quarterbacks want the success that Tom has, but they don't want to make the salary sacrifices that he's made as well. And somebody like Russell Wilson, who I know has a shit ton of sponsorships and makes a shit ton of money outside of the NFL, he could probably take some cuts to keep his team where he needed it to be. You don't have to sign these major $100 million contracts or whatever they are, or even $90, $70, $80 million contracts. You can sign smaller contracts to keep your team where you want it to be.
Yeah, that's what often gets me. It's like when we talk about quarterbacks taking pay cuts and we make it sound like, oh, instead of making $100,000 a year, you're going to make $50,000. No, instead of making $30 million a year, you're going to make $22 million.
Before all your sponsorships and deals that you have off the field.
If that helps you win more and get more commercials or sponsorships or whatever it is that you're talking about, you're going to make that money back up.
Yeah, but I see where you're going with this and everything. I get that. Maybe you just take one for the team, have those
literally take one for the team.
Yeah. But but I mean, nothing's guaranteed. Like you got players like Dak Prescott, come in and play 4 games, and you got ankle injury. That there's nothing guaranteed right there. Or like a shelf life for probably. I think.
You
Dak
prove my
Prescott,
point
yeah.
exactly, because Dak Prescott refused to sign
right.
a lower paying.
I'm saying, but that could have happened to anybody signing a big contract, and that happens. You know.
But at least at that point, you still got your money.
Right.
Yeah.
But you do have those contracts and everything, but nothing's guaranteed. And also the shelf life for say a quarterback. I think Tom Brady being the exception.
44 years.
Yeah, usually quarterbacks play for 20
Well,
years.
look at Drew Brees now too, and then Aaron Rodgers getting up there.
You have your exceptions, but shelf life can't be more than 12, 13 years for
an average Joe.
Dude, I mean, Big Ben never took care of him. How many years has he been in the league for?
He's been, those are exceptions and everything.
Yeah, but Big Ben, he's got longevity because he stopped masturbating. And once he stopped doing that... What? Y'all don't know about that?
All right.
What just happened?
So he's
that's so good to know.
He's not wasting his arm strength anymore. That's...
On that note, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break on this one, okay? We definitely need a break on this. Hey, guys, before we go on break, though, real quick, just make sure you guys check out the Facebook page, okay? Facebook.com/Cool Sports Guy. Check us out. Get some likes. Get us up to 200 likes. We'd love to have people check out the page, get more content like you're hearing right now. So, yeah, we're going to go take a little break then. All right, guys, we are back. Thanks for hanging out with us. We've been discussing the NFL post Super Bowl. We talked about Brady and all the good stuff, and also the bad stuff happening with Russell Wilson. Now we're going to talk over to Mr. Carson Wentz leaving the Philadelphia Eagles, going to pursue better options. Actually, it wasn't his call. It was a trade. Moving on to the Colts. So, did I get the right one? Yeah. Okay. All right. So
not the Bears, the Colts.
No.
This program is just
that's a lot going on there. So yeah, he's coming over to the AFC South. It's okay, man. You don't need to be scared about anything, Mr. Tom. So, what do you guys think about this trade? Who gets the best out of that one?
Definitely the Eagles, I would say. They got rid of that massive contract. They got rid of the redhead, and now they'll have clear horizons. Oh, is redhead? I can't see.
That's pretty harsh.
Okay. So,
man, you're on a roll today.
Yeah. Masturbation and redheads.
Going after the gingers, man.
So, yeah, I think the Eagles for sure won that trade. I mean, the Colts might feel a little bit better about it. All they gave up is a second-round pick and a third-round pick for Carson Wentz, which if he can come back to any form that he was with Frank Reich before, then, it was a good trade. But for the Eagles, I'm sure they're so happy to get the negativity out of the locker room. I don't know why they're doing the whole Jalen Hurts is going to have to play for his position type deal. That guy that I don't even remember his name. Was it Wolf? What was his name that they subbed in the fourth quarter against Washington? It doesn't matter because we won the game.
I thought plays for 49ers, right?
No, for the Rams.
Oh, the Rams. I'm sorry. You're right.
But hopefully it works out for them. I mean, maybe they'll pick a quarterback. I think they have the 6th pick in the draft. So they'll draft another quarterback. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think they're going to be on the up and up.
Well, they get a third-round pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick that could turn into a first.
What are the conditions for it being a first?
I think it depends on his performance.
You'd have to ask Adam Schefter. He reported it.
Damn it, Adam. We need the details.
He always tells us. So, yeah. I mean, it's good. Get that, like you said, getting that mass contract out of the way. But what do you think, Tom?
I mean, I think. Look, it's just a matter of what's left of Wentz. How much can you salvage? Because he's broken. He was broken in Philly, right? Physically and mentally. He was getting his butt kicked physically, and I think mentally, it's when you're an MVP candidate who went out because of an injury, and then you watch your backup win the Super Bowl, and then since then it's never been the same. And then to top it all off, you see a kid that was just drafted this year come in, and you get benched for him because you're not winning games. It's draining, right? So Wentz can either go there and stay as broken as he was with Philly and nothing's going to happen, or he can realize, hey, I played with this. I played for the, Frank Reich as my offensive coordinator before. I won games. I was almost the MVP. I'm at the new team. I have a better offensive line. I have a better defense in general. I'm probably with a better coaching staff. And if he can get that through his head mentally, take some time off during this offseason, get his body right, and come back strong and actually play well, he might actually do better than Phillip Rivers did this past year. And I think the Colts might actually have a better shot than they did. Like, are they going to go past divisional? I don't know. Are they going to go past AFC Championship game? Absolutely don't think so. But I think they could be a bare minimum of 11-5 team. Just like, I mean, if Phillip Rivers was able to do that with the Colts, I can totally see Carson Wentz being able to do that with the Colts. But he needs to, he have to get that through his head first and believe in himself first. But that's my thought.
I mean, we know he's got a big fan out there. He showed me that video of the biggest Philadelphia, or no, not Philadelphia, just biggest Carson Wentz fan, right? So we got that video.
Oh my God!
So
That made me cry.
if y'all haven't seen that, don't watch it during your lunch hour because you will bring up a tear storm right there. But I want to say that the Eagles did get that, but I mean I think the Colts won this race. I think many of y'all might not know, but during our fantasy football season, I did have Carson Wentz as my quarterback for a lot of the time. So
And he did not win.
Sir, if you remember who was in the playoffs in the Super Bowl against you,
And you did not
This
win.
I don't know if you radio people can see this, but me, okay? And who got me halfway there? Carson Wentz got me halfway there.
I kept trying to get you to get somebody else the entire season. You're like, I like him.
My season was it was Carson Wentz and then Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
So it was both were great.
One was benched and the other one you wished was benched.
They're great at the time that you need them. In certain spots, not when you actually need them towards the end. But I think, and then to drive your point home, like you say, that where they get past the first round, no. But are they geared better for that playoff run? Once again, will I pick that team probably if they're going against a rookie? Because I go with the veterans. Yeah, I think the Colts got the better of this one. So it'll be interesting to see next season. I hope they don't do that great because I want my Texans to go 16-0 like the Washington football team is going to do next. But
You know who Carson Wentz's career so far is shaping up like a little bit?
don't say David Carr.
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe.
But only if Tom Brady was ass instead of, or not ass, but not as good as he is, not the GOAT. So you get injured on this run, your backup comes in, they win the Super Bowl. Then you never, or I guess in his instance, he did start again, but he hasn't been the same since.
No.
And then, what
Well,
is
yeah, when you drive into work every day and you see the other guy's statue stands.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
A little bit of a downer there.
Just looking at this picture of him, like looking at the trophy,
it's like
See, I think it's closer to Cam Newton.
he's like, I didn't win any of this.
He
I
had
just
a-
won however many games. Was it 8 games before he got injured?
moral support is still support. Okay, so it's there. He was,
I know.
he was there on the bench helping the team out.
It just like Nick Foles is like, can I have that back now?
I bet you.
I just dropped like 41 points on the Patriots.
I bet you they let him wear a headset and the sidelines.
He's like, don't do too good.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
like Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. He's like, but if you win, how am I supposed to win?
Right. Yeah. I don't know why I thought about this. I'm
He's
sorry,
like,
man.
I'm the
Sorry.
Magic Man.
But then so that's
Wait,
sad.
For the sake, I really hope that he has a good year.
Me too. Yeah.
I do.
He was that year that he almost won MVP. He was
Yeah, he was
he
playing
was-
lights out.
electric.
Yeah. He was gonna win MVP over Tom Brady that year if he didn't get hurt.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
He was playing phenomenal, and then Nicky Foles.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe that's the effect Frank Reich have on his quarterbacks, right? Maybe it doesn't matter because how did he do with the Bears? Nick Foles just absolutely failed with the Bears.
I think you're right. I think Nick Foles needs to go to the Colts
I
and play
I think
back.
Nick
Yeah,
Foles
I'll
needs to
sign
go
off on
home.
that.
No. He's a Super Bowl champion. You can't ever take that away from him.
Yeah, you're right. I can't because Malcolm Butler didn't play.
I just want
Don't
to
get
know
me started on
Yeah.
that.
who did he beat? Who did Nick Foles beat?
The Patriots.
Yeah, just want to say that.
'Cause,
He just wanted to hear you say it. And Tom Brady threw for how many yards that game?
505.
And
Jeez.
still lost to Nick Foles.
505.
I mean, Nick Foles actually caught a touchdown reception.
Yeah, he pulled a
didn't
Tom Brady.
Yeah, man.
Brady didn't catch in that game.
I know.
remember?
Well, Tom Brady has tried that
He tried.
flicker so many times. It doesn't work out. But Nick Foles is like, hold
tried
on.
What are you
it.
talking about? It only didn't work out once, and it was in
And
that
it was
game.
embarrassing.
Wasn't that game? I thought it was in that following. Oh yeah, it was in like
Yeah,
the
it was
second
in that
half,
game.
right?
That's
Yeah.
not a flea flicker, but yes.
Oh, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called.
I know what you meant. I know
Yeah,
what you meant.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
No. That was the first time because I think the very first time they ran it was against the Eagles. and he ran. He had like a 40-yard.
It was in his hands. It was
Doug
in his
Peterson
hands.
was like,
That one was not.
Let me take that from y'all real quick.
Wait, it wasn't in his hands?
It was not. I
He
would
tripped
argue
and
that.
fell, didn't he?
No. He fell after he couldn't catch it. But I would argue that ball, because the way that ball was supposed to be thrown, if you go back and look at the play they've run against the Eagles, the same exact play they ran, the ball, and now we don't have a video camera, so it's really hard for me to show. But when Brady turns around, he's expecting the ball to come towards his body area. And I believe it was Amendola who threw the ball this time. And there was a defender with his hands up, and Amendola was trying to throw the ball over the defender's hands. And he threw it, in my opinion, just a little high enough to where Brady, we all know he's not a mobile person. He turned around expecting the ball on his chest. He sees the ball go up, turns around, try to adjust, put his arms up. It hits the tip of his fingers.
That's what I thought.
But,
That's
not the same as in his. You want to know what's in his hands? Was Wes Welker. That was in his hands. Okay, there's the difference.
now you're telling my story here. Okay, yes, it was in his hands.
It's not. I don't think it was. I think there's a big difference between hitting the top of your fingers, where you can't haul it in, versus actually hitting you in the palms.
I mean, if I got a wide receiver out there, I'm expecting him to make that. So
he's not a wide receiver. That's why you're expecting that throw to be better.
I'm going to hold him to the same standards as I hold Antonio Brown, Gronkowski. I'm going to hold him to the same standards.
What alternate universe are you guys saying?
If he's out there catching the ball,
Taylor Heineke's going to go 16-0. Tom Brady needs to catch the ball like Antonio Brown.
Okay, my bad. Okay,
but yes, moving on.
all right. So, wait. Okay, so we have a mosquito hawk in our headquarters here, and Rob is trying to take him out. That's why we're a little bit. But I just wanted to
mission accomplished.
But we're gonna move on to sad news now. The moving on.
This is a
And both
Justin,
our next topics are moving
James.
on.
This is a
Justin
sad,
Joseph.
sad
I don't know.
song.
JJ Watt. Okay.
Oh my God! You know where that song is from?
Which one?
That song's from New Girl, the one I just sang.
Which-
You know, JJ Watt was on one of the episodes in New Girl.
Was during that undefeated season that we had? Or no,
You never had an undefeated.
We went like 10-6 one time.
Once it was
12
11-5, but once again, what
went-
alternate universe?
We went 12-4 one time. Okay,
Oh yeah, you did go. Oh, you did go 10-6 one time too.
And 12-4.
Look, they had some good years.
Yeah.
And
Hey, remember that
a lot
one
of
year
bad
where you
ones.
went like 10-6 or 11-5 or something, and then you got beat 30-0 in the playoffs?
It happened 3 times. Yeah. Which one? Which one are we talking about?
You got beat 30-0 3 times in the playoffs.
It was Kansas City. We got destroyed,
Kansas City was the one I'm talking about.
and we got destroyed by Patriots as well. I think
That's all the time.
It was in the playoffs though. We're talking about playoffs.
I know. Patriots
Yeah.
destroyed.
I'm sure it's happened a third time. I don't know all these things, but I try to forget the bad times.
The Patriots did at one regular season. They
Yeah.
beat Houston 20. I think it was 27-0 or 21-0. I think it was 27-0.
That's rough.
Yeah, a lot of teams. But anyways, now it's going to happen more often because we don't have our best defensive lineman of all time here in JJ Watt. But in the last few days, he's been releasing some cryptic tweets, or maybe they might not be cryptic. Maybe just tweets. What do y'all think? Yeah, you think he's just tweeting happy right now?
He might be. I saw another tweet that he did. That he has to scroll through DoorDash or whatever for an hour.
That was an
before he
epic
picks his
one. I
meal.
loved it.
So
Yeah.
he's got some time to pick his next team. I think everybody kind of expects him to go to Pittsburgh, which I wouldn't want. Just because his
No.
brothers play there doesn't mean that's the best thing. I mean, look at Joey and Nick Bosa. They don't got to be on the same team.
I don't think he's going to go to Pittsburgh.
I want him to go to Tampa Bay, but we'll see if that happens or not.
Well, that really depends on what happens in the offseason, right? Like if they lose one of them, Shaq Barrett or who's the other guy? There's a big chance he's going to be a free agent.
Levante David.
Yeah. I mean, if they lose defensive players, maybe Tampa will look into signing him, but
I think they should look into signing him either way. I guarantee you he will take a pay cut in order to be on that team.
to play with Brady.
Not even to play with Brady, but to play with that defense.
Yeah.
I
mean, it is a chance for a Super Bowl ring. At this point, I think he wants to go to a win-now team.
That's a win now right there.
Hey, if DeShaun Watson goes to Miami.
He's not.
He's not going over there.
He's
Why
going to
not?
go to New York.
Tampa Bay has $28 million in cap space available.
Mike Evans already said, hey, I'm ready to renegotiate right now.
But what's his contract anyway? How much is he
That's a
going
good
to...
point.
I mean, the Texans had an option for him for $17 million. I don't think he's going anywhere unless he's getting multi-year. First off, I mean, he's got a good 3 or 4 years probably left in him. I think. Just what's it called? I can't come up with the words. Just to say 3 years he has it left right now. So 3-year contract, 17 times 3? What is it? Math? 50 million
times 3. You think he's gonna get that much money?
Why wouldn't he get the same amount for 3 years?
I think he's
$51 million.
He's in the mindset right now. I think that the money doesn't matter. It's winning. He's gotten his money.
But apparently it does matter to him. That's what he said. He said a good quarterback, good coaching, and money.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, $1 million is still $1 million. So
not for him.
That's true. But he should.
I think, conservatively, that's what I'm talking about.
I think he should take the smart route here.
Yeah.
I think he should take the smart route here. Don't give a crap about the money.
Exactly.
Go to a team.
Go to the Chiefs.
There's a very good potential chance of winning a Super Bowl this coming year or next year. Because, man, I hate to say this, I don't think he has more than 2 years left in him, if that.
Or at least 2 solid.
How many injuries has he had?
The back injuries.
In the last 6 years.
Yeah, I don't think he's played a full season.
How many? Yeah, I think he's played maybe 2 full seasons, right? If that.
But he has come back though every single
He
time.
has come back, but that's my point. Like, hey, if you're gonna go to a team, you got to go to a win now team because you're way down into the back end of your career. Like 2024, he's not playing.
It would be a good team if he could somehow make his way to the Rams and line up with Aaron Donald. Could you imagine J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald on the same team? I mean, if it was J.J. Watt of 7 years ago.
J.J. Watt's healthy and really good. He played
good.
really well last year.
He's very smart. That's his thing.
Yeah. But he could be like a little version of Tom Brady at this point. It's not like, oh, my God, you're going to go in and you're going to get 10 sacks every year. But he can be that driving force in the locker room, motivating other players to play very well.
God, imagine having Tom Brady and J.J. Watt.
So in that case, and just go to Buffalo, and they got $4 million in cap space right now. They don't have to pay a lot to get him.
Josh Allen or Tom Brady, man, come on. Who would you rather play with?
Yeah, what team do you think is more capable? Like, do you honestly think that if he were to go to Buffalo, that would be a real title contender?
But why not Wisconsin?
Why not Wisconsin? No. Green Bay? Green Bay is negative.
Why?
Caps.
Yeah,
they can't even pay for him right now.
They'd have to rearrange.
They can't pay for.
Well, actually, no. I don't know if I believe that because they're projected to sign Will Fuller though.
What was that during the season last season?
Towards the end, yeah.
Might have been something during the season
because they were trying to trade. Well, actually, you know what? They were trying to trade for him, is what it was. I think. But either way,
trades might be a little different.
He needs to go.
Cash available.
I don't think the Bills are there yet. I think they kind of squeaked by, in most if if the Colts
almost beat the Bills.
Yeah, if the Colts have Carson Wentz instead of Phillip Rivers, they probably beat the beat the Bills.
I think realistically though, I think the team that has the best option to be able to sign them would be, I would say, Tampa Bay. They're contenders right now, obviously.
Yeah, but they also have 24 free agents, I think, or 26, some crazy number like that.
They're okay with a lot of them going. The biggest thing they can do is keep the defense together, and that team will be good this next year.
Yeah, I think even if, let's say, Chris Godwin does leave, their receiver core is still so strong. Like, Scotty Miller is so good.
Johnson.
And O.J. Howard is coming back.
Yeah.
Like
Cameron Brate.
Well, that's the other thing. Gronk might leave. Antonio Brown might leave.
Just take him to
would he, though?
I don't know.
I don't know if many teams are going to be willing to sign AB or Gronk.
Hey, he's got a touchdown. Gronk has 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. He looked pretty good. But, even if Gronk
How many of these teams are going to go, hey, listen, we can use Gronk once we get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so let's go get him.
I don't know. O.J. Howard, I think, is going to be the underrated piece coming back to that team. Hopefully they can keep Shaq Barrett and Levante David.
That's what they need to work on. Your offense is good. You can lose.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. And then sign those 2, pick up J.J.
Well, you know who has, like, a lot of players already signed and a lot of cap space?
Who?
Washington football team. They have 60,
I would take him, but I don't think he would go.
66 players are signed right now.
You think Bill Belichick would be interested in him?
I don't think he'd be interested in Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I don't think Belichick will be interested because, I mean, what's Belichick's thing? Get rid of a player 2 years early rather than 2 years late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, if he would come to Washington, now you got my pipe dreams going. That would be a beautiful thing.
You're welcome for that.
I don't expect it, but
$42 million in cap space. Got plenty of money to sign him.
Would
Yeah.
that
I know y'all are saying he does not concerned about money, but money's important. So I mean, he's what he's worth.
would that make him go 19-0?
19-0.
No,
They're
Washington
gonna
football
go
team.
37-0.
What?
They're gonna win multiple seasons.
Oh my god!
Here's a crazy thought. Here's like my last fantasy one. Here's a crazy thought. What if Carolina somehow was able to sign this guy, and then make a
And then
trade?
DeShaun Watson gets there.
Make a trade, and then
Interesting.
Carolina goes to the Super Bowl with DeShaun.
Ooh, that's
and
gonna be a
JJ.
slap in the face for Brady.
What if that happened?
Say that one more time.
What if Carolina were able to sign
Both of them.
JJ Watt?
Why
No,
would
they
that be a
wouldn't-
slap in the face?
They wouldn't be able
No,
to sign
he's
him.
saying if Carolina goes to Super Bowl, because that's a division rival.
Oh, okay. I see.
If they make that trade, because right now the Texans they offered them like 3 first-round picks, right? And they said no, or they didn't answer, or whatever it is.
Well, I think.
They're waiting right now.
Do you think the Texans are making a mistake by saying no?
Yes.
Well, they don't have to say yes right now. They just like,
They don't
hey,
have
by
to
the
say
way.
yes right now, but like offers on the table, dude.
Yeah, but nobody like. There's still plenty of time. Right? There's not like,
Yeah.
hey, I need you to make a choice by tomorrow. I need to make a choice by.
Yeah. I mean, they have
next week.
like a couple weeks left, 3, or
Mhm.
they have
They
a
have quite
while
a bit,
left. I
yeah.
mean, they definitely have to decide if they're going to trade him not before draft night, though.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a Jet.
but it's not
Right,
like
next-
like
next
if you don't do it right now, it's going to be the end of the world. That's why I think they're. Well,
They're holding
maybe,
off. They're-
maybe.
they're-
I hope that's their plan.
Hey,
right now.
Jets can afford what? Jets got all the cap space
Yeah,
in the
but
world.
if they get DeShaun, though, they're not going to have too much cap space. That's the kind of thing. And somebody asked him, apparently, or I think I read somewhere that they asked him about that. Like, if he were to go to the Jets, like, they wouldn't have too much cap space. And he was like, so? They'd have me. And Jamison Crowder. Ooh.
No, they have like 75 million in cap space. They should be able.
Yeah, how much
Yeah,
of
they
a
don't have
hit?
Too much.
What?
I said they wouldn't have too much. And who are they going to sign? There's not really that.
They don't have to.
Yeah, but how much are you paying DeShaun a year?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably somewhere 40 millions.
Okay, you still got $30 million left.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
That
like
is
DeShaun-
pretty good cap space.
That's
Ooh.
like one big star, though. And most of the big stars are going to get franchise tag.
Well, they already have 55 players signed. So I mean, like most of their
Yeah,
team
But, I mean,
is already signed right now. As far as
But I'm sure if DeShaun goes to a couple of free agent wide receivers who wouldn't be opposed
they
to
don't
going there.
if they don't get Kenny Galladay is going to get franchise tagged. Allen Robinson might get franchise
Hey,
tagged.
they can get Godwin.
They can get Will Fuller,
I'm sure Watson would like Will Fuller.
but he's isn't he suspended for 2 games? I think at the beginning of the season
no, I don't think so. He
for
already
steroids
served.
abuse or whatever.
He did
Substance
his-
abuse.
He ate like some bad candy bar or something somewhere, and it was banned substance.
Mm. Is that what he said?
That's that's what Will
What
Fuller
a
said. I
great
believe him.
Story.
He had a bad
He got,
candy.
he got the best lawyers in the world.
It was
Moving on.
It was a candy bar, and it was the wrong one. He shouldn't have been taking that one. He explained it. I believe him. You don't believe him, guys?
No.
That's my wide receiver on my team. Okay, guys. So, anyways, well,
Alright,
that's
go
but a
on
lot
to
of great places that Mr. JJ can go. So, that's one of the like. Hopefully, he goes out and wins the Super Bowl because I mean he has done a lot for the Texans. So,
yeah, done a lot for the NFL.
yeah, or just done a lot for life. I mean, like for the H-Town has been crazy. So,
Yeah.
but we find out where we move on and see where Mr. DeShaun might be going. What are your thoughts on that, guys? Where do y'all think he?
I mean, I just said I think he's going to be a Jet. I would say the second closest option would be Carolina, just because that's I guess where he's from. But he's going to be
Mhm.
a Jet, 100%. I think they have everything he wants. He did that whole music video, whatever, in New York, playing one of the I think the GM of the Jets like favorite rap group, like on the video, like.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a Jet. And they have so much to give up, so I think they'll be fine. And maybe, you can have Sam Darnold as your future QB, and that wouldn't be too bad of a thing to have either. Or they'll just trade Sam Darnold to get a draft pick this year to compensate for losing all those draft picks to the Texans.
And then we can get which player?
They're number 2, so y'all would probably get Justin Fields. Actually, no, that's not even true anymore. It'd probably be
Justin Fields keeps dropping. I have no idea.
Zach
why.
Wilson or Trey Lance.
Nobody's going to be as good as DeShaun ever in history.
What about number 1 boy right now,
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence?
we can get him.
Okay.
I'll take him. Yeah, put him up on the block. That's number
That's a-
1.
Ruined his
pipe.
career.
That means no, it doesn't.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
I don't
not-
think that would ruin
It's
his
not a
career.
given.
Do what, Texans taking him?
Yeah.
Look at great quarterbacks that have come out of playing for the Texans. David Carr, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Two-time
Oh
Super-
my God.
I'm
Okay,
just saying.
who else? Who
Great
else?
quarterbacks, okay?
Brian Hoyer.
Ryan
Brian Hoyer.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brock Osweiler.
Yeah. He was.
Brock Osweiler.
$74 million man.
Well, he was. No, let's not count him. That's why. I was talking about the good ones, okay?
Case Keenum.
I thought we were talking about the good ones
The
right
good
now.
ones, yeah. Not Osweiler, though. But yeah. Fitzpatrick.
Mhm.
Fitz Magic, if you will, okay? He wasn't. Who else did I say? David Carr.
I feel like we're missing a really important. Who was the longtime quarterback for the Texans when
Matt
Jay-
Schaub.
Yeah, Matt Schaub.
Mr. Pick Six himself. He retired a Falcon, by the way, too, so good for him. That's where we got him from. So.
He didn't want to retire a Texan. He's like,
No,
I gotta
yeah.
get
So-
out of this place.
I get a notification. But anyways, okay. That was all in jest, by the way. Hopefully the audience caught that on the
No,
microphone.
I was being dead serious.
That's it.
That's the Mount Rushmore in the NFL right there.
Are they up there with Taylor Heineke?
No.
But I mean, what were we saying before?
I think he's going to go to the Jets. I think you're right. I think he should
Nope.
go to Miami.
Nope.
I do.
Nope.
You have the coach.
Nope.
You have the team.
Nope.
You have everything put together.
Nope.
You have a win now team.
Nope.
If Miami trades first round picks,
Nope.
Right? And instead of 3, if they do, hey, we're going to give you 3 first round picks and 3 second round picks.
Nope.
Whatever the case is.
Nope.
Yeah, you're giving up a lot.
Nope.
But you keep the rest of the team you have right now intact. That's a win now team. And if DeShaun Watson goes in there instead of Tua,
What was the Texans' record this season? It wasn't like 5.
4 and something.
It was 4-12, or
It was 4 and 12.
5-11.
I thought it was 4 and 12.
So you got Tua, and you go 10-6 with Tua and Ryan Fitzmagic,
Correct.
and you're gonna trade probably Tua,
Okay.
probably a couple other players and some draft picks to get DeShaun Watson,
Yeah.
who just went.
Again, that's what I'm saying.
4
If they can afford to
12.
not lose any players, if they do
Yeah.
just draft picks,
I think the Texans are gonna be greedy.
if they do just draft picks,
I think you said Jets. Is that where you're saying he's going? I mean,
Yeah.
I think Jets would probably be the best one. I mean, like the best financially and
but
I mean the Miami.
10 and 6 with 2. By the way, DeShaun Watson threw the most yards this season.
Yeah.
Only because Dak Prescott got injured, though,
Sure. Okay, let's say he was second
and
most.
only because Taylor Heineke only got 1 start.
Le- I'm still gonna stick with second low. But with what? With nothing.
Will Fuller,
And
yeah.
and
You got-
I'm sorry.
No, you
and?
got me there. You got me there.
It's
How great was that offensive line again?
Who actually? You know what? Who are they?
It's,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait. They have Randall Cobb.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
but if Miami makes this trade, they have to pretty much win with him. Like it's not a
Yeah, they have to win right then too. 'Cause
And they
but
would.
if Miami makes a trade, you're talking like, okay,
Yeah,
your draft
Brandon
picks are screwed for the
Cooks.
next 3 years,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
But
Chad
you have
Hansen.
a younger, good
Yeah.
team right now, and if you can keep that together, at least the next 2 years, you are a really good team.
they're gonna have to be. They can't pick up anybody. I mean, very very good. I mean, their cap space right now is $30 million. You know what Deshaun's cap space hit would be $15 million. That's half their cap right there. So I mean, like making that trade, you gotta win right now. The Jets.
But they're
They
ready
just-
to win right now. They're a quarterback away. Tua didn't know what he was doing in the last game.
I
He was,
agree with
But he's
that.
also a rookie though, man.
I understand, and I'm
Yeah.
not taking that away from him. But who would you rather have right now?
No, I agree. I would rather have Deshaun. But
I'd
again,
rather have Deshaun, but I'd rather have. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think I'd rather have the Miami team stay together than I would have Deshaun break it up.
How much would the Miami team be broken up?
That's
If
the
you're willing
question.
to, that's the thing. And if I say, hey, here's my first like number 1 picks or first round picks, here's 3 second round picks, how many more players are you gonna have to give up?
My thing is, I would rather shoot my shot on Devontae Smith and drafting him, and then shooting my shot and getting maybe Najee Harris later on in the draft, and making a run with those two on top of the great team, or the great young team that they already have. I think they sign back Ryan Fitzpatrick for sure, so you can have him come in clutch when you need him to. But I think the future potential of that team with the potential draft picks they would have could outweigh the DeShaun Watson win now.
So let me ask you this. So your suggestion is to hold on to Tua?
Yes.
How much better do you think he's going to get?
I don't know. But that's the great thing about the NFL. Yeah, you never know. You never know.
That's a gamble, though, right?
The whole entire NFL is a gamble, though. You don't know who's going to... I mean, we just talked about how Dak Prescott would have thrown the most yards if he didn't get injured, but he got injured.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing's a gamble. I mean, if... that's making my point, kind of. They trade for DeShaun Watson. God forbid he gets hurt in the first couple games. What? Like, what is your season? There's no way. Then all of
Ryan
our lists,
Fitzpatrick, baby.
yeah, he's gonna have to try to carry that season, and I don't think, as much as I love him, I don't think. By the way, come to Washington. I don't think that if DeShaun gets hurt, that team is
why do you
over.
want him at Washington?
To play backup to Heineke?
Heineke doesn't need a backup, bro. What are you talking about?
Just maybe. You never know.
You upset me.
Look, they're only bringing in Fitzmagic to Washington so he can throw touchdown passes to Heineke. That's how it's going. But I don't want anybody else throwing them touchdown passes to Heineke besides Fitzmagic.
Well, I'm just reading some numbers right now.
Give me them.
Spottrack.com.
Okay. Sport Track or Spot Track?
No, it's a Spot Track. SPOTRAC. I'm going to quote them. It's Mike Giannetti says that a contract for J.J. Watt looking like it might be $12 million. So that's the number we're looking at. So it's pretty. It's not 17 like I thought, but I mean, like, this guy probably knows more than I do as far as contract negotiations. I'm saying that right there, adding those hits and everything, and looking at the numbers for those teams. I don't know as much. I don't know if DeShaun would want to go to the Jets, but I mean, he has the option to trade, like to deny a trade, right?
Well, I think he said that was one of his top 3 landing spots. I mean, so was Miami, and so was North Carolina, or not North Carolina, Carolina.
They could take that contract; they'd be fine. And the Dolphins would be a little far more hit by that, And as far as Tampa Bay, they got $28 million in cap. So for JJ, they wouldn't be able to.
Question: why is DeShaun okay to go to Jets?
Because
clearly he doesn't care about Jets taking a big cap hit.
No, he. I think one of his.
Not because of that. He just wants. He would like.
He
would like
like either he did it or like someone in his team leaked to the media that his top 3 landing spots were Jets, Dolphins, Panthers.
Yeah, but do we know why Jets?
I think he just wants to be a part of a massive market, and
Okay,
Jets
now
haven't been to the Super Bowl since the second one ever. I believe.
Yeah, no, they haven't. That's why I was just curious because I mean, if he doesn't care about the cap hit, he's gonna, that
Robert
they're gonna
Saleh,
take.
I mean, he wanted to play with the 49ers apparently, so
Yeah.
Robert Saleh is probably the best part, besides Kyle Shanahan.
Fair enough.
Of the 49ers, so he wants to give it a shot. Throw some TDs to my boy Jamison Crowder.
See what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that would make his season a lot better.
Guys, how interesting would it be? Watson goes to Jets.
Okay.
They're winning games.
Mm-hmm.
Miami continues to win games. Bills continue to win games. Next thing you know, Patriots are sitting at 4-12.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. This whole thing, our playoff predictions, who's in, who's out, also just depends on where DeShaun Watson goes.
Oh, yeah. A lot of this is going to change based on where
because if he goes to Carolina, they're definitely making it. And if he goes to, I mean, obviously, if he goes to the Dolphins, I think they'll make it.
But what would Carolina give up for him to make it? But you can say the same thing for Miami, right?
Carolina is already...
Miami's a better team than Carolina is. If Carolina gives up the same amount as Miami does.
I think Carolina and Miami are very comparable. I just don't...
Except when it comes to coaching.
And quarterback. I don't like Teddy Bridgewater as much as I like Tua.
Interesting. Tua doesn't turn the ball over, I'll give you that.
He's smart. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. But
he also doesn't
I think if
complete enough passes.
If DeShaun goes to the Jets, I think they make make the playoffs. I think they squeak by, but I think they make it. I don't think that they'll be a 12-4 team or anything like that. Maybe maybe 8-8, 9-7, something like that.
It could happen.
But they'd have to figure out their running back situation like right then and there, because I think all they have right now is Frank Gore.
Brandon Marshall's ready to go back.
Yeah.
He said if DeShaun signs at the Jets.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. He's still young too. He could probably.
He has his Jets helmet. He's like, I'm ready.
Gosh, man. And then maybe Chris Godwin will say, you know what? I'll go play for
Brady. I'll see you at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That'd be nice. I'll take a little. All right, guys. We're going to take a small little break then. Just to come up in the last spot right here. We're going to take a little break, but if you can, while we're on break, go ahead and check out The Cool Sports Guy on Instagram. Check it out. Go give us a follow. It'd be great stuff. So we'll be back here after a few minutes here.
Watch
All right, guys, we are back. So we're going to shift conversation for a moment here. We're going to go over to some MMA action that happened over the weekend. We had Derek Lewis taking on Curtis Blades. Spectacular second round knockout. You ever see the highlight you said of that fight?
Yeah, Derek Lewis is my boy.
My goodness, that guy. He got himself a little closer to that title shot. Right now, looking at the heavyweight picture, because there's another fight coming out this Saturday. UFC's like lining up the heavyweights in 2 weeks in a row. They got Rosenstruck and Again coming up against each other. But like basically a lot of top 10 guys fighting against each other. We got Francis Ngannou fighting Stipe in a month. We just saw that. So a lot of big fights. But Derek Lewis just wasn't really. I mean, it was a pretty calm fight up until that one punch, and that's all it took just to end the fight. And second round came around, but he was actually the underdog. Did you know that he was an underdog in the fight?
Was he? Oh, well, Curtis Blades. What is he? He's only lost like 4 fights in his career, I think. Something.
Yeah, I mean like
or 5 now.
And of course my computer freezes up when I'm about to give you that.
Yeah, he's only lost. That's his 3rd loss, Curtis Blades. He was 14-2.
Golly.
Yeah.
So I mean, like a very respectable fighter and everything going up against. That's why right now Derek Lewis moves up from number 4 ranking to number 2, which is good because right now going into that fight, Ngannou and Stipe fighting pretty soon. That's gonna like basically filter out who's gonna go for the title next time or who has it at that point. That's gonna be a battle right there. I can't wait to see Ngannou and Stipe. But as far as off the stuff, I told y'all about this loser that called Curtis Blades on a FaceTime call to troll him. Guys like that, they're freaking idiots. I mean, stuff like that. You know, Curtis Blades, respectable, like we just talked about, respectable career, and to be trolled like that, it's some BS. So you're always gonna have haters like that, but I don't think this is the end for Curtis Blades at all. Like he's still good ranking right there in the top 5. We'll see how the whole heavyweight division plays out. We'll see how Rosenstruck and Gain, because that's going to also be a big one right there too.
Yeah.
And then in the other fighting.
Who do you got in that Rosenstruck in Cyril Gain?
My heart tells me Rosenstruck. Or no, the other way around. My heart tells me Gain. My brain's telling me Rosenstruck. So I mean, like either one. I think I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna say Gain takes this one. So I think. I mean, he's number 7 going up against at 4. Rosenstruck just dropped down from 3 to 4 in these past rankings with
Curtis Blades.
No fault of his own. Yeah. So
but Cyril Gain is undefeated right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
He's heading into the higher.
Yeah.
I guess brackets of the heavyweight division, but man, the heavyweight's pretty good.
It's starting to shake out and everything. There was a guy that came out from Dacus. He was not ranked. He just won a fight, so he got moved in. He's in the top 10 now. So
who?
Chris Dacus. He just won his fight. So he moved in. So I mean, I think from that contender series, he brought in a lot of new guys, a lot of people to bring in to fill out the heavyweight division. So it should be a lot. I mean,
it's a pretty good division already.
I mean, yeah. So a lot of good fights to be made, and he's making them all right now. So I don't know.
Who do you think Curtis Blades fights next? Do you think it'll be Alexander Volkov, or maybe the loser of this Rosenstruck and Gain fight?
I think that would probably be a better.
But then who does the winner fight?
From the Rosenstruck Gain?
Do you think it would be Derek Lewis? Because Ngannou is fighting Miocic. Like, that's happening.
Yeah, because I think with Derek Lewis, I think maybe one more fight before he gets that title shot. I know, but you can't just. I mean, I know his last fight is spectacular and everything. But I think that would probably be the best scenario right there. Have Rosenstruck Gain, winner takes Derek Lewis. Is that what we just said? Yeah.
I was saying Curtis Blades.
Oh, Curtis Blades. Oh, yeah, and then. But I mean, Derek Lewis having one more fight before that title shot.
Yeah, but who would he fight? Would he fight Alexander Volkov again? Like that wouldn't make any sense.
Man, I don't know. I'm glad I don't get to make these fights.
Yeah.
But either way, though, all those big names right there to be made. This year, I mean, if most fighters, I think, are fighting like 2 or 3 fights in a year, I think it's right for the taking right there. Derek Lewis, before this year's over, I don't see why Derek Lewis isn't being crowned the heavyweight champion. Would be nice. Have H-Town representing right there. Would be nice.
Who do you think? Does Jon Jones? He doesn't have a fight booked yet, does he?
No, he's just in the.
Do you think he's just waiting to see what happens with this Stipe and Ngannou fight? Because I know that he wanted to move to heavyweight.
I don't even know where's he. Is he even ranked in the?
Yeah, he's number 1.
Jon Jones?
Yeah. Oh, are you saying in heavyweight?
He's not.
He's not ranked in heavyweight, no.
He's ranked number 2 in the. Oh, pound for pound. Where's the heck?
Yeah, he's number 2 pound for pound. He hasn't. I mean, he's won his last 3 fights.
It's been a minute though. I can't. How come I can't find him over here? I see him in the pound for pound.
It's because I think he.
You have to vacate his title or something like that.
I'm pretty sure he did vacate his title because he wanted to. He wants to fight Stipe, and I think the whole world wants him to fight Israel. But I don't know what's going on.
I think maybe he just timed out because I mean, you can be a two division champion like Amanda Nunes. She's she got 2 titles I think right now.
When is the Rose Namajunas and Weili Zhang fight?
I think that's coming out. Let me look that up real quick. Has that already been made? I thought it was just in the talks.
Oh, I thought that was made already.
No, I think it's just in the talks right now. I don't think that one has signed over yet. That would be a good fight though. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think we were talking about that last time. About that fight
how
being
I
made.
think Rose would
yeah
get destroyed.
But yeah, a lot of good fights to be made, and then you got your boxing matches. And you got Canelo fighting this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that a few weeks back.
And then it came out news today. I think that was it Wilder? Either Wilder. I think it was
close. Yeah, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury.
Well, he's gonna fight twice. I think they said this year.
Against who?
Let me see. I'm trying to.
No, I mean,
that was the first news I saw when Fury is gonna fight twice in 2021.
I see Fury though.
Anthony Joshua.
That's the one. Yes, that's the news I just saw today. Actually, yeah. That's really close. They were advertising for it, and they were talking about they're getting closer and closer on contract negotiations. That's going to be a good one right there. I didn't think that was actually going to be made at all. So good on them if they're able to get that done, especially this year. I mean, that'd be nice. So a lot of good boxing, MMA action. I'm personally going to be watching the boxing match. I'm going to see if Canelo can.
Who's he fighting?
Yildirim is the guy's name. It's a mandatory challenger. He has to fight that one right now to keep his title. Wins that one when he or if he, whatever it is, because you never know. Then he fights Saunders. I don't want to quote the wrong name, but yeah, he's fighting that guy. And then after that, Caleb Plant. Is it Caleb Plant? He just fought. Caleb Plant's going to be in the mix right now to fight him too. So like 3 fights that potentially for Canelo moving into this year. But that will right there unify the whole division right there. So that'd be. But first, he has to get through Yildirim right now and see what happens there. Nothing is given. Nothing certain to ask Anthony Joshua versus Ruiz.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anything can happen. You get knocked out by anybody. So don't rule him out. See what happens this weekend. That's what I'll be watching. It's going to be on DAZN.
What is he? He's 54, 1-2.
Who's that? Canelo?
That's Canelo, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's only 30 years old. Like, holy cow.
There's one loss against
Floyd. And he'll never get to fight him again.
TPE, yep. I mean, but unless you're Logan Paul or unless you're some.
Yeah, I don't think Floyd would fight Canelo again. I think that would be too much of a.
Nah, he's retired from them. Like, he's supposed to be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. It was supposed to be this year, but it got pushed over. So now it's going to be next year. We talked about it a few weeks back. So I mean, like right now, it's just Floyd's just doing exhibitions and all that. If anything, he's been talking about those. So see what happens in the.
We should watch the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight live.
I don't know, man.
What do you think? What if Logan Paul what if he just caught him? What about the Jake Paul Ben Askren?
I'd like to watch that for Ben Askren to knock him out. So
I don't know why, but I don't feel confident at all in Ben Askren, even though I know he's a professional fighter and I know he was undefeated in was it Bellator or?
Yeah, UFC. I mean, I don't know.
He only fought like 2 fights in the UFC, I think. Maybe it was Pride. I don't remember where he fought before, but
yeah, got a good. I mean, he's a professional, like you said. I mean, like,
he's a professional.
If anybody's gonna be able to take and shut this guy down, I would hope that would be him. So
you would hope, but like I said, I don't have.
I don't know. Maybe he picked him for a reason. I don't know, but I don't.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think so.
Jake was trying to fight Connor. Ben was just the, I guess, backup plan. So
yeah, I just kind of fell into it. Yeah. Man, but yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good action. Finally able to catch up on those last 2 weeks of sports, so we'll be well caught in next week, and hopefully we don't have to take this much of a break from from sports talk. But we'll be back at it again next week. If you guys want to hit that subscribe button, if you like what you heard, make sure you hit that subscribe. Tell your friends, all the good stuff. You guys got anything to add before we head out?
No, just happy to be back.
Mr. Tom? No, you're good. All right. People can't see you shake your head. I'm sorry, man.
I'm telling you, no.
Sorry, but cool. But I did mention.
I'm just dropping stuff today.
Killing Facebook
mosquitoes.
page. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram. Mentioned that. Twitter. Make sure you guys checking us out. Give us a follow on all those, and so you can check out all the updates. And as always, coolsportsguide.com is there. We haven't posted in a couple minutes, but we definitely we'll get into that. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but yeah, we're back at it again. But make sure you check us out. And with Tom and Rob here, we'll see you guys next week.